days I feel like I don't belong here. Then I look around and see the beauty in the way the tree leaves are waving hello. I hear the birds sing to me a song of love and motivation. A fly purposefully annoys me enough for me to wave my arms. A smell reminds me to breathe in and out in enjoyment. A light shining through the window into my eyes as if to say, I am here, you are here, we are here. I realize it's not my time to let go of this life. It's my time to breathe, love, laugh, feel, love, and just be. So it's here I am, trying each day not to give up. I am thankful for each day, whether I feel it deep to my core. One day, my core will not know the sadness, the disappointments, the breach of trust, and all around negativity. I remain here for that day.
Yo.
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to those that aren't on Mountain Standard Time. This is Morning Mimosas. I'm Globe, and we've got the goddess Holly here.
Hey, y'all.
Today, we are going to be covering mental health for Mental Health Monday, and we've got a full panel of amazing people to speak on this. And so, let's go ahead and bring them on.
Perfecto. First and foremost, let's that read was beautiful. From
Seriously.
our guest host, Miss Fatu.
Hi, humans.
Let's just go ahead and start there. That read was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to hear
A couple of weeks ago, a week or so ago, Dana likes to be the first one at the grocery store. So she goes in. I don't like to grocery shop. So I sit in the car, and then I just felt like writing, and that's what I wrote.
Wow, in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate that. So, y'all, we're gonna bring in our guests for today. Y'all. Y'all, you've seen them on Morning Mimosas before. So we're gonna go ahead and welcome the brothers of Trap Talks TV, CJ and Kenny. I'll welcome them both.
Hey, fellas.
Hey. Good
It's good.
afternoon
How
over
y'all doing?
there.
Oh yeah, man. We out here.
It's bright and sunny wherever you are.
Yeah, man. Florida, man. We out here. It's hot though. It's hot. I'm outside today. My laptop don't want to act right, so I'm on the phone today.
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah. You here, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate y'all having us. Of course, you know what I mean. I appreciate y'all having us like always. And that reading was dope as hell. Snapping over here, behind the scenes.
Thank you.
So,
All right.
I don't know where Supreme at, but he's on, so that's a plus. We got that.
Yeah.
Right. And then you guys remember our favorite professional imaginary friend, right?
Yes.
Harley Hendricks.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon now. Good afternoon. I'm trying to keep my life together, y'all. I would say good morning at 7 p.m. I just feel like it's always good morning.
That is absolutely hilarious. Y'all, just like Kay was saying, it is a good one. It is mental. What is it? What are we talking about today? Mental health in the Black community.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
y'all know that's a deep one.
Yeah.
Sensitive for sure, but
What I don't understand is why is it acceptable for Black women to have mental health issues, even though we don't talk about it, but it is not okay for men to have it, as if we are not all human beings.
Oh well, I mean, we said this last time, I think. It's probably mainly because of the way we were raised. I mean, that's always what it seems like it is. Just having fathers and men in our life that made us, try to not think too much on that. So now we think like it don't matter. But now a lot of men these days, we want our lady friends to, help us out with those mental issues, and now we think we have nobody because that's just the way we were brought up.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not fair, but.
Yeah, I often say it's a blessing to be able to like feed into a black man. Like my partner, I give him a space to like feel his emotions without feeling like he's gonna get any major backlash from me if he has to just feel a raw emotion in the moment. You know what I mean? And I see the
Mm-hmm.
difference. I see the difference. He is the first person who I've ever like intentionally did this with. I don't think I've ever made anybody feel uncomfortable in my space. But I think for sure I've never been this intentional about like, hey, I know you upset. Talk to me, opposed to kind of like just leaving him alone and be like, well, he's a man, you know what I mean? But like now
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot more intentional about the way I care for him, and I can tell the difference in just like who he is day to day.
That's awesome.
I love that.
I feel like just how Black women get the least amount of grace when it comes to other aspects, Black men get the least amount of grace as well when it comes to mental health.
Emotions
They
in general, really. Emotions in general.
honestly,
Yes.
honestly, because we should just be grateful that we get to integrate.
Yeah.
That's what they think, and I think that when because it's so much suppressed when Black men do try to have conversations about what they're struggling with, it's on the surface, and so nobody gives them grace and they're like, this is actually deeper, and if you talk to them long enough you'll get to the deeper part, but they don't give them grace to be like, this is as deep as they can go right now until they feel safe to go to that next
Mm-hmm.
level.
Yeah, because I've witnessed a lot of black men like shut themselves down before they got too deep. Like they'll be expressing
Hmm.
because I'm quiet and I'm attentive and I'm listening. Then they'll be like, you know what, this ain't even about me, or you know, whatever, you know what I mean, and try
Hmm.
to like divert it. But when you like you were saying, Kate, when you give them that space and they get comfortable, you'll see them go deeper and
Hmm.
start to just
Mm-hmm.
let you know what they need.
I think it's all that we also are tested. Like they'll give us a little bit, and then your response depends on how far you get. And
Mm.
most women say they want a man to tell them how they feel and have that aspect, that emotional aspect. But the minute that they mouth open up, it's like you a bitch ass nigga and you
Right.
weak.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
because they're both coping. There's
Mm-hmm.
two broken people, and so there's
Mm-hmm.
no space for anybody.
And
It,
No.
it's
what's
really
so
sad to me.
hilarious is those same women will say that men are emotionally unavailable.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
like, well, I mean, they are going to be emotionally unavailable if you want them. Like, I hate to see the memes. It's like, I want my man to be mean to everybody else, but then come home.
Oh
It's like,
No.
Oh,
no.
it's like emotions, just like anything else, is a
Mm-hmm.
muscle. So if he's a jerk all day, you cannot expect him to turn it off when he gets home.
Yep.
I have
Right.
the
exactly.
most polite men that I've ever met. I've had the most chivalrous men that I've ever met in my life. And I love it. It's like my biggest flex that I know that he can be kind to a person and not want
Hmm.
them. Like he can tell a woman, you
Right.
look beautiful. And that is all he feels. And
Hmm.
that's just beautiful because as a woman, don't feel like weird about having it because I love people. I love on people. If you are gorgeous, I will stop you in the middle of walking. I don't know you. You are beautiful because that's just who I am. So I've always wanted to make sure that I've engaged with a person that was like that. But I really don't understand the women who say, you know, men are not available, but then they don't give them the opportunity to even be available.
Exactly. No,
And
Mm-hmm.
my bad. My bad. I was reading the thing that popped up. But yeah, that's facts. What he said and what you said too.
yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? It is insecurity, but we all have
Mm-hmm.
insecurities. There shouldn't be this heavy judgment on it. Go deeper. What can
Mm-hmm.
we? I'm glad you shared that with me. How can we get past this? You
Mm-hmm.
know, you don't have to, but we have to all learn that we don't have to attack each other to share our insecurities. And
Right.
that's, I think that's what the main problem is with us creating safe spaces for each other, is we attack each other when really a lot of our issues come from childhood, honestly, from childhood. And
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with the person in front of you, but we'll attack the group of people just to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we could challenge ourselves to just be insecure and be secure being insecure,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think we can get a lot further in those conversations. When people go, "Oh, who hurt you?" I'm like, my
Let me
father,
tell you.
this other person,
Right.
like
let me tell
this
you
is
who hurt
this is what happened. You didn't, but this is what happened, and
Mhm.
to I need you to be open to me sharing that so I can get to my point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
A
being
lot of women will not admit though too that they're not emotionally available. I was not
Oh,
Oof. Yep.
emotionally available at
That's
that's
true, 'cause
all.
I had that too. I had that period of my life where I wasn't emotionally
Mhm.
available either, and we don't admit that. So we're like, "Oh, these
Mhm.
men, blah 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 blah," and it's like, okay, you reap what you sow to an extent. and your partner who you're with long term is going to be a heavy reflection on whatever you're suppressing about yourself or what you've told yourself is okay to deal with.
The projection
Okay.
is real as hell.
Say that shit again, honey.
Yeah.
A mirror. And when you get into a relationship and you've been there for a while and you start to see your character flaws pop out of him, and you be like, oh, I do that.
Yep.
Let me get my life together. Before I check you, let me get my life together, because I know I do that. I know I do that. Let me chill. Let me get my life together. He really is my biggest reflection, and loving him has helped me grow more than I think I've ever grown in my adult life. Honestly.
I love that for you.
I love that for her
For
too.
y'all.
Yeah. I can relate to that. And now that's why it's always partnership language now. I'm never like you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I think we can handle this better, blah, 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 or do this, because really after a while, you guys are one being a lot, especially when it comes to emotional things. And it's like, okay, this is something we both have to put effort into improving.
That's that we're in a relationship, but I'm single, because you're not really a person. You just here to do whatever I tell you to do and, be the man to fix things, but I'm not going to nurture you, but I want you to nurture me. It has to go hand in hand or the shit ain't going to work.
Yep.
It's always going to be problematic.
Yeah. And people think that that's, what's the word, submissive or whatnot, but it's not. If you are feeling that you don't have something fulfilled, you want your partner to ask what they can do to help, and what to make that better. So you have to do the same. Like, you know what, this need is not being met. Is there something that I'm doing or I'm not expressing that doesn't put you in a place to meet this need, blah, blah, blah. Like, have that conversation.
Yeah, checking in with people before you assign them intent. I think that's a lot of our issues. Like, we will assign a person intent. We will say they meant to upset us. We will say they meant to ignore us. And we don't check in. These are people that you love. So you should check in. Did you mean to offend me? Because I felt this way. And I would like for you to speak to it. You know what I mean? You give an opportunity. I don't think a lot of us do that. I think a lot of us really just, we assign intent and then we live on it. Like, you meant to hurt me, that's it. And I'm done with you because you meant to hurt me. And I think that does come from our parents when we were raised, kind of like, go do what I said because I told you so. And I'm right, you're wrong. I'm
heavy on that.
You know what I mean? So then when we get older, we want to find somebody to do that too. A lot of people in my generation were thirsty to have kids because they wanted to put all that anger that they couldn't put in their mother into that baby. And it's like, how are you preparing to set up?
It's true. Even with
premeditated genocide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't think. Me personally, I wanted a baby so I can have somebody to love more than my parents. I felt love from my parents, so I didn't want to put the anger that I had on them.
More like
the unconditional love.
Yeah.
I wish there were more people that wanted to overlove kids because they felt unloved. But the reality is that most of the people that I've experienced, they are looking to answer to or finally settle up on whatever debts they had with their parents through their children. I can't tell them no. I can't wait to make them feel low. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's not okay. But if we never be honest with each other and tell each other like that's not okay, then we continue to live that life. We continue to do.
You have to be purposeful in breaking that boundary. I think there were some similar things that I did with my mom, like my mom did. But one thing that I was really heavy on is wanting my kid to know that I love him for him, not just because he's my kid, and like him, like actually like him as a person and give him a voice, and not just, I'm just going to beat you down and do what you say. And if I say you need to do something, unless it's life or death, if you don't express to me why you don't want to do it, not just I don't want to do it because I'm being lazy, like what is it the reason why you don't want to do it?
Yeah, you can explain in my mother's household, you was okay. Like my mother's household, if you can explain your reasoning behind a big grievance, you could keep from a higher level consequence. Like you might still be on punishment, but you probably not gonna hit because
I got ass whoopings like a mofo.
Nah, see,
that's one thing that I do love about my mom. She would definitely let you explain. Like she would come sit down first, and then like all the weaponry would be laid out.
The weaponry.
So what did you do? What was going on in your mind? And if you really talk to her about something that needs to be broken down, she will do that before she put her hands on us. I think she just got tired. It was 6 of us, and I was number 6. So
yeah, she was done.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stages, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, nah, because I feel like, especially, I think this is black parents in general. They look at that. If you try to explain your reason, they look at that shit as disrespect. You need to
They
just take
do.
whatever they throw at you and leave it at that. But
Mhm.
because I know many times I feel like I had good reasoning behind certain stuff that happened, and I still got whoopings, punishments, all that type of shit. So it's
Mhm.
like, or they, oh no, you just being disrespectful. Like, nigga, you told me to tell you what's going on, and I tell you now I'm disrespectful.
Do you all have I just have a question. Do you all have children?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I have a 4-year-old and she is very smart because that's what I wanted. But she's already in what I thought would happen for her when she's twice her age, talking back a lot. And it's
no,
not
yeah.
talking back. It's just, she has something to say. She has something to say about everything. And so I am like, I'm reminding myself not to go because I said so. Like, hey, when I tell you to do something, it's not going to endanger you. We can talk about it, but it needs to be done right now. And I'm trying to outline that, not take away from her voice because sometimes it's urgent. But I now understand why a lot of our parents were like, because I said so, because they didn't even have the skills, the time,
That's a good
or
time.
or energy, because it is a lot of energy. I am explaining things all the
Patience.
time, all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
the post I
You got a
seen.
kid like me, baby, because I don't let up. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
it's like
you 72 whys. Why?
Yep.
Well, why?
it's like a post I seen on Facebook and stuff. Where it's like, do children deserve explanations for
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Yes.
for things that
And
happen?
they absolutely deserve apologies when we're wrong as well.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
That too. Yeah.
Yes. Full apologies
Mm-hmm.
and active
Mm-hmm.
apologies.
But we are their first teachers. So if we
Yeah.
teach them to shut up and do as I say, don't expect when they get older that they're supposed to have a voice when they're out in the world and somebody tells them to do something. You're mad that they did it, but you
Yep.
told me to shut up and do as you say. So I'm just following that narrative through life. You don't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm supposed to question it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, especially at 9, 10, 11, and 12, when the masses are doing it, you have not equipped a child enough to want to step out from the crowd and say, hey, this ain't right.
Yep. It's true. And
But
my mother
I feel
started
like
to do
that's
that
most
more.
parents though.
Oh, that's insane. I wonder why.
That is
I
interesting.
missed it. What did you say?
Yeah. There it goes.
The worse I got in trouble, the less I got punished. If I was talking in class and the teacher called, I'd get a nice ass whooping. But if I got picked up from jail, I wouldn't get punished at all. You know why?
That's
Because
wild.
if the teacher called and you were acting up at school, that's someone, people
You're
talk. So
embarrassing
your
my
kid
house.
know that you
you're
are acting,
embarrassed.
and it's
Yeah.
embarrassing. I
Yeah,
can pick you
you're
up from jail and
embarrassing.
nobody knows.
Yeah. You
Damn.
embarrassing my house if you out here disrespecting a grown up.
Right.
But that's messed up in itself though.
That is
Because
messed up. Yeah.
Ain't it?
like you should want to correct the behavior more than you want to save your
Regardless.
face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. You're just doing it because you're embarrassed. That's not.
And if
That
I
ain't even the right
authentically
reason.
act like this, and this is how your house act, now you need to correct it. You can't just sweep it under the table and think it's not going to exist. Talk to me about it. Tell me what.
Remember the last time we talked about the teacher and the student?
Yeah.
And how in her house, that's probably how shit has been resolved.
Yep.
And that's why she at school acting like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It all circles back.
Yeah.
Because there are no teachers in our informative years. They're parents. I mean, you could go to daycare, but your informative years, you are with your parents, mom, dad, grandparents. And so those are the years that you're learning. That's why they start questioning at the early age, because they want to know how, why is this working? If you say shut up, they'll never know. Not from you.
So you always have to take that time. And that's why I told you guys earlier, we have timers. He's like, okay, this has to be done at a certain time. This is all the time we have to talk about it, and then it needs to be done. You know? But I love how we're talking about mental health as adults, and the big chunk of this conversation has been about childhood. And that is the issue, is when we discuss it, our inner child leaps out. And all those skills we have or didn't have as inner children leap out when we express ourselves. And there's another adult listening to that. They just their inner child leaps out, and now it's just two kids bickering. That's what happens. That's what it reduces to. And it's just up to us to start to challenge ourselves to look like, okay, this person is talking from a deeper place. This isn't some surface stuff. These aren't just buzzwords they're using. This is coming from a deeper place. But people hear those buzzwords and those trigger points and abandon the whole productivity of the conversation. Can you put that one back up?
Oh, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's correcting you at school, don't worry. But I mean, okay.
I believe I'm not sure if an ass whooping for talking at school it warrants that. Doesn't warrant the punishment. Doesn't warrant what happened.
It doesn't fix the root either.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking at school, you don't find value in the class. You don't find value in the class. So, of course, if you don't find value in the class in something that you're regularly going to for your future, you're not going to. It's not going to register that doing something bad that can land you in jail is going to jeopardize your future, because you already aren't investing in the fundamental part of your future.
Exactly.
So a conversation about your future should have happened when you were talking in class.
And let's not point out that a lot of children, first of all people don't learn the same. All children don't learn the same. But a lot of us as children, are put in classes that we are ahead of. So we're gonna get it's like a waste of our time, even though we need to learn such things. So if you're putting them in a more challenging class, they won't have time to talk because they're needing to pay attention because the workflow is like this. What you're learning is like this. There's different ways to correct that behavior, but an ass whooping is not it, because that pain only lasts for so long, and then you get up and you do some other shit. You forget about it.
And honestly, as a former teacher, that teacher wasn't just supposed to call mom and be on her snitch. You need to reevaluate. I literally used to determine my status as a teacher that week by how many kids I had to correct. Because if I come correct, if I gotta engage in lesson, if I'm keeping you on your toes, I'm running across the classroom. I used to physically be sweaty after a lesson because I'm running across the classroom. I'm smacking people's desks. We awake in here. So no, you're not talking. So as an adult, we also can't just keep on pushing blame and pushing punishment from ourselves to children.
Exactly.
Because as a teacher, I have you engaged enough that you're not talking. And if I should figure out how I can use you. I had so many kids that had jobs in my class because I know you need to be up. I know you way more advanced than what I can give you right now. Cool, no problem. Move around for me. You have to be accountable as the adult as well.
Yeah, that's smart. If we can't sit for 8 hours a day, what the hell makes you think a kid can?
Okay.
We don't even make it to professional development days without having to take a 45-minute break. So why would you think these babies can sit down like that?
Right. It's unrealistic expectations.
And then we are expressive people, period. Literally, if you teach a kid the same lesson, but you teach it to them to a beat, they'll never forget it. So why are we stifling our children and sitting them behind desks when they can literally be sitting down on either meditation pillows or just resting on cots and then allowing themselves to get up and move? It shouldn't be disrespectful to move your body and release energy. I don't understand that. And that was why I stopped teaching, because I constantly got written up for pushing my desk to the wall and sitting my kids physically on the floor. Why not?
Because they don't want us to succeed. Then we can't fill the jails if they learning, boo.
Yep.
We can't make them money. And jail may not be that much of a punishment as people go in and out of jail. The homeboys is in there. It could be fun time.
Yeah, but I said people don't. It's just people that get locked up for the one time just because they don't got nowhere else to stay.
Yep.
They go do something, boom, I'm finna get locked up for the winter. I'll be good. I'll be back in March.
Oh hell no.
And
Yeah,
a lot
nah,
of
they be on that. They be on that, Supreme, for real.
Bro, you already know I know they be on it, but
Yeah,
it's
they
just
be
like
on that.
to
Like
hear
the
other people say
like the
that
man
shit.
that just got
is
murdered in New
wild.
York.
Yeah.
And they want to bring up he's been arrested 40 times or something like that. But the fact of the matter is that he didn't have food, water, and a place to lay his head and be safe. So yeah, I'm gonna get arrested because I know in there where I may not have freedoms, I'm gonna have food, I'm gonna have a place to lay my head, and I'm gonna have something to drink. So why wouldn't I get locked up?
Exactly.
And at least a shower.
That part.
that too. And a lot of these prisons now are, you're able to have online access and stuff. So, we just
Chilling.
chilling like a villain. Mm-hmm.
I'm so jealous of all the smoke that's flying through the screen. I'm trying to
I
inhale
know.
the screen.
I'm like, should I join?
Kenny over here coughing. I'm so
Um,
jealous. I can't wait to cough.
Baby, the first time I met them, I was like, "Hi, everybody."
Hey man, I've been trying to do better.
What
That's
I
why I keep
need.
putting the phone down. I've been trying to.
And
So
he
once
gonna get us
everybody
demonetized.
shared,
He gonna
I
get
was
niggas
like, "Hey, so
demonetized.
by the way."
But let's talk about even smoking, even though, I mean, everybody talks about, it being a drug, but it also helps how you feel, stabilizes your mood, helps you to eat.
Keep
It
me
may have other purposes.
Mellow.
Man,
However,
it helps with
it saves
headaches,
lives.
everything. I ain't gonna lie.
my
It be
friend.
helping me.
Excuse me, gentlemen, for the overshare, but baby, when it's time and that
Okay.
aching,
Okay.
you hear me?
I was
Okay.
going to hold that
Mary,
one until I
Mary,
said
put
myself.
me together,
But
honey.
yes,
Girl,
it
why you-
enhances.
I ain't gonna lie.
Why
Like,
you preaching to me
Oh
right now?
man, I'm jealous. I haven't smoked in a while, like 5 years.
oh wow, damn.
Oh.
But it definitely helps.
You the prize, sweetheart. You the prize.
I know.
Right.
I had babies and I breastfeed,
Yeah.
so
Oh, you
Oh,
breastfeed.
yeah, that's
my
true.
body's
Yeah.
not mine.
I'm about to say I don't
Baby
know.
round.
I want the babies getting high or something. I don't know how that is.
They haven't done enough
Crazy.
studies on it, so we don't know.
What
We just
Smokey
don't know.
say?
Yeah, I must say
You
it's
would
crazy.
just put that for me. It's for
I
you.
agree with you, Brianna.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a
It
natural
is.
medicine.
Shout out to you,
No
Bree.
lie, bro. I be feeling better smoking after with a headache than I feel taking the medicine the VA give me. Like
Mhm.
that. That
Mhm.
shit
The
be
poison.
weird.
The
Yeah,
poison.
Yep,
the
it's
poison.
poison.
I don't take them pills, man. I don't be taking them shits.
Mhm.
Man.
I think a lot.
Speaking of that,
my
I just thought about it. Did y'all? Because you brought up that the guy on the subway that got killed. Did you
Yeah.
the guy who was shooting in Midtown in Atlanta?
Oh,
He was blaming the VA for messing up his medications and shit like that. There a lot of people talking about that too.
and I
That made
wouldn't
me
be
think about
surprised if that's true.
Yeah,
no, I
because
would
he had
not be
it
surprised.
kind of goes with the mental health stuff because they say he had a lot of mental health issues from being in the military and the medicine he wanted they didn't want to give it to him because they said it was highly addictive, so they didn't want to give it to him. So I guess he went on a rampage and that's why he did what he did.
Wow.
Mental illness coming out of the military is so real. I mean, just the things that you learn, the things you do, and the things you see, it alters who you are forever.
Mhm.
And then you're gonna mess up my medication, and then you don't know why, or you're upset that I've done such things. Not saying that it makes it correct that he went out
Right.
and killed people and shot up things, but you become very irrational.
When you don't have the things you need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just. And not
And they
just
train
that,
you
the
to be
medication
killers.
also
But
brings about
That's
a
true.
different feel.
It
That's
kind of
true,
goes
Kay.
into
What
goes
is she-
into the black community topic of the episode, but because my our other co-host was talking about it with me, and he was saying how like black people are in the comments like trying to defend his actions, but it's like to me, I get the mental illness part, but it's wrong either way. Like if it was a white guy, black guy, Mexican guy, you out there shooting people for no reason, it's not right. I don't feel like just because he's black, we should be defending it. Like that's fucking crazy.
That is
That's
like,
mental
Yeah.
illness in itself.
that is
true.
Because we usually see them kill the black person, but they at least
Mhm.
arrested him. You know what I mean? Like y'all want to
Yeah.
say something,
Yes.
usually they kill him. They don't never they always let the white mass
Yeah.
shooters walk off and shit, but
get Burger
usually
King.
exactly some weird shit like that, give them water and all that shit. But the black person, they get shot quick. So, you know,
But
I
I
don't know.
think
I
that's
don't like that shit.
I think that conversation with that it also speaks on just how they are making us consumers more than anything now. So even the way we talk, it's like consumers. We're just saying like the biggest selling point that we've grabbed from all the hashtags and information we've used from social media. That's our buzzword is like our commercial. And that's what we go with. Oh, it's a Black person. So that's it. Like we can't talk about the nuance in anything anymore. We really do talk like commercials for everything.
Mhm.
People
Right.
Yeah.
using the
What's
narcissist word overused all the
Woke,
time. All
But
the
it's true.
toxic.
But it's true though.
But
A
it's
lot of
true.
people do it. A lot of people
What's
are
crappy
I
is
ain't gonna
that
lie. They say the woke culture is getting like extinct though, because a lot of the like BuzzFeed, Complex, Vice, like all those woke networks are getting like bankrupt and going out of business. They're saying even social media is like changing the algorithm where like a lot of woke and all those like you said, the buzzwords and stuff don't get picked up anymore. So I think that
because
phase is ending.
I
good. We
think
need to talk
everybody
about the
has some
nuance
form
of
of
it.
mental
yeah,
illness,
like everybody has a path to go down.
trauma.
It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate that we are held to what I feel is a higher standard when we're given a lower living standard.
okay.
Absolutely.
We are not. We
Right.
don't have any access
It
to
is.
fruit and vegetables.
Woo.
We don't have access to like recreation. We're not living our days in a healthy manner, but we are expected to be the most upstanding citizens in the world. And I'm not saying that it's okay to go out there killing people. I'm not saying that. But I'm also saying that we have to look at the fact that a lot of us, we're building trauma by way of being lab rats in these neighborhoods where we're getting half-assed food, where we're being mistreated, where there is no health centers around us, there are no hospitals around us, and if there are a bunch of issues with it. And then it's like, but now go be twice as good as everybody else. And it's funny because the people that don't look like us are pardoned often, but they have the opportunities of a lifetime. I've never had the opportunity to backpack through Europe. I do now as a grown-up because I make my own money, but I have never had that opportunity to find myself for a year of my life. But get pardoned for killing 12 people, but I can get killed for selling something illegally on the street.
And it's crazy because you said there's no like health centers in our areas and shit, but you see all the damn liquor stores and shit like that, right? Shit like that.
Liquor stores and churches.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they say. Liquor
And
stores
churches and got
are
her hair
everywhere.
done, so there's one on every corner now.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. There is.
Yeah, they're taking up
It's
the old
by
plasma
design.
centers now.
It's so by design,
Decent
man.
alcohol at all of these liquor stores. Why we got the most liquor stores ever, but we got to go outside our neighborhood to get decent alcohol. Everything that we get is a low grade.
Yep.
Water
Because those low
Shit gonna
grades
be
have
that-
extra chemicals in
that
it to make us
Parmesan, that
aggravated.
easy.
to agitate us. And then you put us in a situation, high pressure cooker, agitate us some more, and then we snap out. It's like, see, wild animal. Bitch.
It's like the bully situation. I'm a bully you, and I'm nobody, the teacher, nobody gonna say anything about it. But as soon as I stand up to you, I'm the one that's in trouble.
Right.
Same scenario.
Craziness.
Same song and dance.
Yeah.
And right now, y'all, I'm currently dealing with like a mental health situation. You know, the first episode we spoke about. Well, I spoke about like how my dad was growing up and shit, and now like I'm in real time seeing the effects of that.
No, bro. Yes, bro. Facts. Keep going though. I'm explaining, but keep going.
Yeah, like my dad, he under evaluation right now. He got admitted. He attacked someone or whatever, but the stuff he been saying and like he been sending encrypted messages and shit, and like from us having like a couple years ago, I probably been like, damn, my dad just tripping. But from us having the conversation and shit, I honestly feel like he just failed, y'all. Like, like he feel like he ain't did nothing but lost, and he just like, fuck it. Like that's one of the exact things he said after he snapped. He just keeps saying, like, it done took everything from me. Like, fuck it, it's my life. I gotta fight for my life. I'm fighting for my life, type shit. Like, so
yeah, I remember when you said that he would call you, and you could tell, like he would just sit and hold the phone.
And
that you know.
Like, I'm watching my dad. Like, I don't know if he's losing grip or like what, but that shit in real time. So that shit kind of just like
it's unnerving.
Yeah, it don't have me about the last and shit like that.
So in these moments of real time with him, how are you taking care of you to be able to be there for him? Because if you don't take care of you, you're gonna be on the same boat as him.
You know,
you gotta be. It's sad that we have to be stronger than the parents, but
and no, he literally told me like I figured out what the silence was about and everything. Like now he just like he feel like it's all like he feel like he failed me and my siblings, and he's like, I'm the one that has to like rectify the situation.
Do y'all think that's fair though? I don't feel
No.
like that. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that's not fair because, like, on some personal shit, Kenny, you know, like my mom and my dad ain't got the best. He's my like stepdad really, but he been there since I was 2, so I call him my dad for real. But like he ain't really like we ain't never really bond on that. Like we 2 different type of dudes for real. Like he just a car loving type of person. I like everything else, but more so we just didn't bond. But she always said like she feel like I should be the one to make that bond work. And I don't feel like that's my responsibility. I'm
no.
like, in the end of it all, I feel like I'm the kid. Like at the end of the day, like I'm still the kid to y'all. I'm y'all.
Exactly.
So
I
why
mean,
the fuck? Why do you?
I'm the kid.
Why?
That tells me that he was giving her flack at the lack of relationship. So she was trying to push you so that he wouldn't leave her.
Yeah.
Too, and like I know,
it's more to it, but most definitely, yeah.
Oh, bro,
all that.
A little different. Like I feel like not ain't your responsibility, but if you see it's an area that your dad lack at, then you should at least attempt. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, like I feel like he got his own. Like everybody's situation different, but I feel like he got his own shit he need to figure out because even as a family. But listen though, like even as a family, like growing up, we went to therapy and all that shit. And even the therapist said, like, bro, just a narcissist, bro. Like, it told my mama, either you gonna deal with it or you gonna leave him. Like, he just, you think everything he do is right. And at the end of the day, I'm a man now. I got kids. I'm almost 30 years old. Like, bro, you're not about to keep controlling me. You don't do shit for me. Like, and that was my point. It's like, I left and went to the military to prove a point. Like, y'all don't do shit for me. I can handle my own shit. So it's like, the way I look at it is, I shouldn't have to build no bond with you. Like,
you're not the parent. And I agree with you. And I have a blended family here, and never has Paul like put the onus on my daughter. Like it's first of all, that's his daughter, and that's what it is at the end of the day. And he puts in the work. Like you just put in the work.
Exactly. I did want to. Like I got step kids too. Like I would never do that.
Yeah, I wanted to pause for just a moment because this is just my favorite thing to see is 2 Black men talking about like real stuff. And I know that you guys actually have a safe space with each other because when Kenny started talking, you responded from like your gut, like, oh yes. And I just love that. And that's what we need more of. We need to see more of that. We're starting to see it more in entertainment. And I want to just start seeing more of that in real life where Black men are creating those safe spaces within each other because I do believe that Black women should make a better safe space for them as well. But we're never going to be Black men. We're never going to know how it is from that lens, and we're still experiencing whatever you're putting out into the world. So it's always going to be different on how we can receive it. So you guys making that safe space within each other is going to have the best positive impact. Seriously. And so I just had to just pause and acknowledge and applaud that because that's what my heart wants to see more and more.
No, I love their dynamic. It's so refreshing to see for real.
Yeah.
Rare. Very rare.
God, we was on live, man. I had to tone it down.
But I love that. I love that.
No, for real.
Nothing like love, man.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So I'm actually gonna present this video to y'all. This is mostly for the fellas. I want you guys. I want everybody's opinion, but I want the fellas to speak on it first. But it's a clip of Scrappy and Mama D. Yeah, that's
how you gotta say.
This clip is so heartbreaking.
Yeah. And I wanted to punch her in the face.
Me too.
I love that man with all my heart.
No, I saw your lifestyle. I grew up in a whorehouse. I grew up in a trap house.
Yep.
So all I knew was that. You know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and like you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child
to,
point of view.
you never had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on my dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on my just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay. So do you?
You know, this real, cuz like this this in my head, my whole life, in my head. This I go through. I can't even go to her, she hard. I can't go to you hard. So I'm on the concrete, my
Sorry, I had to turn my camera off for that.
It's so hard to see him struggling, even though he's articulating his words. And for the person who is supposed to love you the most, who brought you in this motherfucking world, to be so fucking dismissive of him. Like, what I put you through didn't mean shit. You here now. No, that's not how it works. Like,
Yeah. A child's point of view. Honey, that's the only point of view he needed, honestly. He was a child going through this. What other point of view should he have?
But the fact that she said that after he talked about not having to sleep with his mom because he was scared to be in his room lets me know that motherfuckers was in there trying to touch him.
Yep.
You in a room sleeping comfortably? The fuck?
I love that he still honors her. Like, he had an interview on My Expert Opinion, and they were asking him about his childhood after, seeing the clip. And every time he gave like very detailed, situations and instances, he always just like honored her and like praised her and was just like, this is what she had to do to survive. I'm not mad at her. Like, I'm figuring my shit out, but this is what really happened. Like, giving the truth, but also continuously honoring her. That just shows the man that he is. And that's so awesome to me.
And again, he's being the bigger person. Like, that is just the burden that we all carry. And honestly, probably our parents had to carry too, is being the bigger person than their parents. And now we have to be the bigger person and still find some way to honor them. But be like, they failed me in this way, and I just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And make peace with the fact that they're not going to respond in the way that you need. They're not going to give you that support that you need.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part.
It's hard to make peace with that.
And then giving them grace because they really can't. Like, my mom is bipolar, and she was diagnosed when I was 18. And so, like, dealing with her high highs to her low lows, and to like now being in my 30s, and we got it together. We got it. It's a science now. You know what I mean? Even down to me and her making blankets together. Like, that's our time to keep her from being manic. All of that. So it's like to kind of build my life around that, and then when I talk to people about it, they eyes be like outside their head, but this is normal to me. So I just be like casually talking about, you know what I mean, picking my mom up off the floor and like her being in the house for like 2 weeks and us as kids having to run the whole house because she's in a low and she can't get up out of bed. So this is, being 19 years old, wiping your mother down, you know what I mean, and changing her clothes because she doesn't want to, but you want to make sure she stays clean. Like, these are things that I just thought everybody went through. So when I talk to people, they're like, no, not over here. I'd be like, oh, well, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have survived. But I think that's why conversations like what we're having is so important, because there is somebody who is living in what a person would describe as chaos, and they think that it's normal and natural because that's all they know. And so when they hear conversations that say life can be peaceful, you don't have to live on an adrenaline rush all the time, then that's kind of when we start to get more conversations going about our mental health.
For real.
What does the men folk have to say?
Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you, Ms. Fatu. I appreciate that. That's exactly what I was about to ask.
Oh no.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of shit you're gonna get tired of though. You know what I mean? Like I dealt with my toxic, side a lot with my family and shit. And I kept it up for years, type of shit. Like it just like started falling apart for real, like now. So it's like, to me, it's like I can't keep doing shit and keep doing the same thing and then expecting something different. And that's why I'll be trying to tell folks, like, like I can't force me and my dad to have a bond. So if it ain't gonna work, it just ain't gonna work. That's at this point, like I don't know, it's fucked up, I know, but it's just like you said, everybody can't go and went through what you went through, so they probably ain't gonna understand. So,
but the more you try to force it, the more it's not gonna work. It has to come naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
Both people try, but it has to come naturally. If it's forced, it's never going to be authentic, and it's always gonna be weird.
Always,
especially when it's on demand. No.
That's why I don't like holidays. I don't like forced niceness. How I know I like you that day, and now I got to be around you, pads and shit. I don't like that.
That part.
Damn, I ain't even thought about it like that. That's true.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, but I'm hungry, why don't I have the option? I used to ask my mom that all the time. Why don't I have the option to come pick up my food and go home? Maybe that day. Like, why do we got to be an issue? I really don't always want to be social.
Yeah. What saved me was moving away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then, I mean, I ain't there. So when I want to be, I will. And when I'm not, I'm just not.
Right. And then it's a problem when you're not. That's what I have to do. It's like, damn, man, what do you mean?
Kenny.
Being black, y'all.
Yeah. What you got, man? What you got, man?
You said what?
What you got?
I don't know, man. I don't really be tweaking. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I can feel you through the screen. That's why that's why I said your name specifically.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know, but to what Lil Scrappy was speaking to, like, my mom ain't run no whorehouse or nothing, but like I feel where he coming from. In a certain regard.
Yeah, from certain.
Like, I bring out of like a sense of lack, or like a sense of feeling like your back always against the wall, like.
And that's why a lot of people fight all the time. I did when I was in high school, when I was younger, all the time.
Yeah, I don't think I ever, I can't recall too many times in my life where I feel like I just be like comfortable. Like I always feel like I gotta, kind of
watch my back and shit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, I don't know.
That shit make you not want. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be weird because it like even like, and the shit be like crazy in there, like being in like a relationship. Cause like I know I'm probably like not easy to deal with. But, like I'd be shocked by like genuine shit, or like I'd be shocked, like, say we get into it and it's an argument or something, and then like the next day is not on that same type of time. Like I'd be shocked by that. Like it'd be thrown off. Like,
yeah.
It's hard to find or realize what real genuineness and real love is when you've never had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that big thing.
Because most parents, I know that from my age and back, love is conditional. I'll love you if you do this. I love you if you do that. If you make me look good, on the outside, I'll love you. But if you don't live the way I want you to live, then I don't give a fuck about you. I mean, that's my life. That's like how I said in that movie.
That's
like I think that was the fixes that Denzel told his son. You think I'm here to like you? I'm not here to like you. And he had that whole monologue about how like
I can't even really watch that movie without getting angry.
Baby, that movie there,
it sets me off.
See, I've avoided it because of everything I've heard about it. I'm like, that's probably going to trigger me. But I hear it's a really good film.
It prompted some great conversations, but it did take some time.
Triggering.
Yeah.
But
and then he wasn't true to her. She gave up everything and he wasn't true to her.
Yep.
And then died, and she raised somebody else's baby because that woman is just a whole.
Yeah, that's so much dysfunction.
What movie is that? What movie?
Fences.
defenses. I was going to say, you guys, a lot of us are talking about conflict management and how Kenny, you brought up a good point. When you argue with a significant other that actually cares about you, you are expecting that energy to linger through the next day, because that was what we were trained to do. I can tell you that
Amen.
I I get overwhelmed. Well, I'm better, a little bit better at it now, but I used to initially get overwhelmed if we were in conflict, and I would start to cry. He didn't do anything, but he was just listening to me, and I was just afraid to like keep talking. He's like, why are you getting worked up? Why are you getting worked up? I'm listening to you. It's okay. But I was just not used to being able to just express myself without worrying about being called a name or being dismissed or being damned to hell. I wasn't used to that. So like I would just start to cry because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like something bad is going to happen if I keep going this deep within myself right now. And so you talking about that just reminded me, yes, how we're treated as children definitely does impact on us, how we handle conflict. And how we're receptive to others too. It definitely does that. You're like
pain as well. Like if you've
Yeah.
been through a lot in your life, you'll take a whole lot of pain because it's like, well, this is bad, but it ain't as bad as the shit that I've been through. So
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, at very best, I'm not going through that shit again. So fuck it, I'm gonna be over here. You know what I mean? And we really do allow ourselves to kind of take some of any and everything off of the strength of, oh, it could be worse. Like I've been training myself to like, but it can be better though, bro. Like don't do that.
Yep.
Like I've gotten used to like settling by way of, well, it could be worse. They could be he could be a worse person. It's like, no, but you deserve better. So if they could be worse, that's understandable, but still get better.
Yeah.
I love that, because I'm like, don't settle for at least. We don't need to settle for at least. And when we settle for at least with other people, we're settling for at least with ourselves and the projection of our lives. And that's what I think people forget about. Like, if you settle for at least with these people in your sacred space, you're settling for just at least where you are.
Yeah.
And is that the kind of life you want? Is that the kind of man or woman you want to be? Is an at least person?
Right.
No. It could be better.
Sure.
We all deserve the absolute best.
Learning that now.
It's accepting that this person has your back no matter what. This person, you love me, I love you, and I want the best for you. So even when we are not agreeing, I know that you're not trying to cut my jugular.
Yep.
Feeling safe.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference in just the way you show up in the world, because I've slept better the last 4 years of my life than I'm pretty sure I've slept since I was like 16 years old and we found out about my mom's diagnosis. It was like to live a life where I sleep a full night and I wake up like on fire for ideas and like productivity. It just shows completely different in my life. That in itself, when I used to go to sleep arguing with somebody or didn't go to sleep because I was arguing with somebody, and now I'm at work tired, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And so the difference now is like, I think I told y'all this last week, like I could run a marathon. I could not run a marathon at 21, definitely could not have, but today I could probably run a marathon. And I do know that has a lot to do with the peace that exists in my home.
I love that. I love that.
Ooh, it's just heavy, y'all.
Very.
But I love that we're getting more aware. I love that we are learning that we have access to something else. I think for a long time we've always felt like this is just how life is, and so I'm going to find a way to cope with this because this is who we have to be. And so now that we are kind of standing up and understanding that we, can have happy lives, we can do what we're supposed to do. I feel like that high level Christianity taught us like you can suffer. You're supposed to suffer and go through hell in this life and go through hell because you're gonna have everlasting, love and life and riches. And it's like, well, I haven't talked to nobody in heaven. I don't know who y'all talking to.
You feel me? Like
I want my happiness right now because if I go that way and ain't no happiness, somebody gotta talk to me.
Right.
So many questions.
I
So
said,
many
man, it's all
questions.
right. I'm just get my happiness right now because I can't play around.
Clearly, y'all got the back line to heaven because you know
Right.
something I don't know.
I
Right.
ain't talked to nobody. Ain't nobody
Right.
told me nothing about no streets of gold.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
That's that owner mentality that's been
Exactly.
It
pushed into
is.
our brain.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
is. That's what made me denounce religion. They're like, "Do you believe God is 100% good?" I said, "I do, but none of this text reflects that because why
At
would a
all.
divine being want me to be miserable? Why?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I agree. I agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Yeah.
that's something who embodies love and grace is saying, I need to suffer now to be
Right.
happy
Be miserable.
later."
To be happy in death.
Yeah. No. I want to be happy now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what my mom says. She goes, "My abundance is now." Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I love that. My abundance is now. I'm living life more abundantly now."
Mm-hmm.
What?
But it was all conditioning because we owed our living, waking lives to plantations, and now it's to work and all these other things. And so it's hard for us to talk about mental health because people are like, I went back and forth with some guy talking about we shouldn't get 7 hours of sleep. I'm just like, we can't sleep now. That's not an important part. Rest is not an important part of life, but we're just so conditioned. We have to be grinding.
Rat
We have to be
race.
hustling all the time. Now realizing that all these other aspects of life help us to do those things better. Like you can have a more fulfilling work life if your home life is great, if your
Yeah.
mental health is straight.
You can actually do more from a
Mhm.
more
Exactly.
like healthy space.
Yeah.
Most of us
More
are living
productive.
in like adrenaline. Most of us, our heart beat like this all day because we're never not going. You
Yep.
even have to turn your car off overnight, bro. Like you can't do
Yeah.
I be like, take a nap. I tell people take a nap all the time. You can come to me and tell me the worst thing ever happened to you. I be like, take a nap and then call me after your nap.
I'm starting to believe that sleeping is, of course, that's the whole reset purpose is to sleep, to reset yourself, your spirit, and everything else. When you wake up, you can be great again. But now, when I get overstimulated, my body shuts down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Body
so
will
I had to
shut down
learn
for
the
you.
hard way, of having a mental breakdown and just breaking completely to realize that you tell everybody else to rest your machine before it makes you rest, and then I didn't do the same thing. So now I'm promoting it like a mofo, but my body will shut down. I think that's the other day I fell asleep. I was completely stressed out. I was worried, about Dana and everything like that. And then I woke up like, oh my God, what year is it? That's how hard I was sleeping. You have the cover marks on your face and all of that, and didn't even know I had fallen asleep. That's the crazy part.
I love me.
My body was just like power off.
I love me a good boy.
I feel you on that.
That sleep different.
I don't understand how you find time to like you said, like disconnect or like shut down, like life be going on, like you know what I'm saying, like.
But guess what?
Make myself.
If you were to die right now, life is going to continue on. So hitting a pause button is not doing anything but being productive and self-caring for you. Because if you just keep going and going and going, you will break down and you may not come back from that. And then the same shit that people are doing that keeps you in that state is going to continue on.
Yes, ma'am. I was gonna say I've had multiple breakdowns, and when I have my breakdown and I'm down for a week, life still go on. People figure out a way not to use me, so I say, you know what? I'm gonna voluntarily take the time, and y'all gonna still go on. Y'all gonna still find another way to use me. Y'all gonna still need me when I'm back up and running. So I'm gonna take this time and I unplug.
It's almost like setting a boundary.
Yeah, and it will only make room for people who love you. Like if people who love you are going to want you to rest, because my rest, I'm always in my own way. Always. It's always me. Paul's like, Paul just goes, I'm taking the kids. We're going, to dad's to the park or whatever. You just do you. Because I will make every excuse, every excuse. So it's really important to build that tribe to hold you accountable too.
Yeah.
But you know what I find funny is I see a lot of people, starting to own businesses, and I love that. But now they they'll complain about not having support and not having friends, but then also post, if it's not about business, don't message me. And it's just like,
Boy,
Yeah.
no, don't get me started on that
I
shit.
said, hey, I posted that yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, because I got a weird email from somebody. But anyways, just had to.
no,
Don't
that's
get
not
me
what I'm
started.
talking about. You said
No, these people are
messaging your
saying I
business
don't
page.
have nobody. Yeah, I don't have anybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's just me, but only contact me if you want to talk about business.
Mm-hmm.
But then I
Right,
don't have nobody
right.
to talk to. So which one do you want?
Exactly.
You gotta
Exactly.
want a whole team.
And you can have both,
You
actually. You
can.
can have people that contact you about business, and you can have somebody that's in your corner to release whatever stress you got going on.
You just gotta know where to put people.
Yeah. But trust me, Kenny, if you don't rest yourself and your mind, it will rest you.
Yes, it will shut you down. Don't
Mhm.
make me get nerdy on this.
Wanna do more
Less
business.
sleep, less rest is linked to chronic illnesses like depression, diabetes, and worse. So you need to
Mhm.
rest.
Baby, you do not want to be
Yeah.
in somebody's emergency room looking
Dementia,
dehydrated.
Alzheimer's, all of that. Your brain can only take so much. It can only take so much.
And that's how they keep us sick, convincing us that we have to be Energizer bunnies all the time.
Mm-mm.
Take a nap.
And don't feel guilty about it either, even if you got to shut your phone off. Because what's going to happen is going to happen whether you are fully awake or not. Only this time, if something happens while you are resting, you will have more energy and more mental awareness to tackle whatever problem is happening. But you can't tackle it how you're supposed to if you're exhausted. Your brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah, we're more effective when we rest. And that's my motivation to actually rest, to go from being like an extreme people pleaser and just like a go to like actually giving myself time to rest. It's just like you're better when you rest. You give, more sound advice when you rest. You're there and you're more present when you rest. So
I
Brianna,
hear
you're
you,
not tired,
Brianna.
boo. You are exhausted, boo. You are
Mhm.
exhausted. That's what that is.
2 jobs, children, the home, the relationship. Tell your boo you have a partner. That's what they're there for. You guys are both there
Yeah,
to give each other rest because that's what we do.
help
That's
me.
what we, yep, help
exactly.
me. Say I just need one day, 4 hours, whatever. Just work it out.
Dang,
Oh,
21, that's a baby.
21.
You still on that breast milk. You an
Ooh,
incubator at 21.
don't even get me
At
started on how
21,
they
you should be going out to clubs and drinking at 21,
yep.
not being hella
Yeah, I didn't know
responsible.
my name half the time when I was 21, baby.
Oh,
Let me
that's
tell you something. I've lived.
I don't even remember a lot of the 21, that whole 365. I don't remember a lot of it.
And then I spent some of that year in Spain. Yeah, no, baby, let me tell you.
I was at AIT.
Aw.
Yeah.
But they also target our communities
Mm-hmm.
to go ahead and train killers and then
Oh,
Yeah,
abandon them when they come back home.
straight
nah,
up.
yeah,
That
they
word
swear.
right
They
there,
swear.
abandon them.
But you know what's crazy though? When I was getting in, my recruiter told me that most of the white kids will be the ones that sign up to be infantrymen. The people that
Oh,
go,
yeah,
it,
they'll
it
sign up
usually
for
he
it.
said the urban, where you mean the black kids and minorities, usually get office jobs. And honestly, when I was in, yeah, it was always black people working in the office. They knew what they were doing. They smart though, because most of them get
That's
civilian
smart.
jobs. Yeah, they get civilian jobs afterwards, and it
I'd rather
definitely
work in the
helps.
office and have some of this together
Hell
than been
yeah,
out
Mhm.
there killing people. But it just shows their
exactly.
character and who they are to the core.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
most of those kids that choose to be infantrymen, are like rich kids that they never have to really go through
Yep.
nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
They need somewhere to put their anger.
Mhm.
Kenny, don't make me stalk you.
I know. Your energy is so strong, sweetheart.
I'm sorry.
No, don't
Don't
be sorry.
apologize.
You got to figure out a way to release some of that so your spirit will be at ease, because you're not going to be at ease until you figure it out. And you don't have to take care of everything.
Yes.
You don't.
you trying to
Because you can't take care of you if you if you don't rest you.
And if you break down and you the person taking care of everything, guess who ain't gonna be
Then what?
everything? And now people
He
ain't
know.
start delegating, boy, and let them people help.
It's so crazy how everyone's energy is low. Like when we're talking even before the show, it just seems like today is a day. The only thing for me, other than waking up this morning, that went correctly was cutting my hair. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's
That's
been
crazy.
I mean,
It's
it's more of
104.
a, for me at least. It's been a whole week, half of
yes.
where we at in the month, the beginning of the month,
Yeah.
like moving, like I'm about to move and stuff, so it's just like it's a lot, but it's a lot of others. I think everybody just going through shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tis
for
the
sure.
season.
Yeah, it's like been a weird week. Like the week started off, my girl, she got pulled over. Okay, boom. Then she like hit like dented the car a little bit. Then last night I got pulled over. Then the other day I got a call by my dad and all that shit. It's just like, what the hell?
But also think about it like this. So one of my favorite surahs is verily with difficulty comes ease. So when you're going through something and a storm is brewing, that means that there's something good on the other side. It just depends on how you handle the storm that you are going through.
That's what they say.
That's true.
That is what they say.
I got it tattooed on me just so I will remember.
Calm yourself.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that across my collarbone. The storm will rage. Calm yourself. I've always wanted to get across.
Once you give into that, really, that knowing that difficulty only lasts this long, and that depends on your mentality. It depends on your actions. So, and speaking to you is like speaking to myself, right? So you have to be able to, at some point, realize that goodness is coming. It's not going, because we're not here for that shit. So it's going to come. Yeah, that part. Yeah, like, do y'all cry? The boys. Do you cry? Well, I know CJ cries because we talked about that the last time. But it's not weak. It's so therapeutic to cleanse your system.
Like, but like, I don't feel better crying. Like crying don't make me feel good.
What makes you feel better other than the herb?
Like, I don't really know.
Do you do grounding at all?
Painting, doing art. Your art.
Yeah,
Your art,
painting
bro.
is therapeutic.
Lately, like, I ain't even like been able to paint for it.
You need get back and make yourself do it. Because if it makes you feel good, you got to do what makes you feel good. You have to. If not, you're going to break. And who do you help by breaking?
If you got somebody to hug, go hug them and just hold them for a little while. Set a 2-minute timer. And I'm being so serious. If you got somebody to hug you, hug them for 2 minutes.
That connection, yeah.
Sometimes when we can't do it, like sunflowers, when we can't see the sun, we turn to one another. When you really don't know what's wrong, just go hug somebody. I go to my mama's house and just lay on her for like 2 minutes. And before I know it, boom, I'm good. I know what's going on. Now we can talk about it. Now I can have a real conversation. But first, you just need to reset. Go hug somebody for 2 minutes. You're going to cry. Cry a little bit longer. I know crying don't feel that good. Cry a little bit longer. Then it's going to start to feel better. At first, it do feel weird. Just not and all type of stuff. But cry a little bit longer. You're going to see it feel
Yeah, like I be feeling like I'm a grown ass man when I'm crying for it. Like,
but you see, that's
age doesn't negate crying.
I be telling you, you gotta chill with that, bro. I be
that's that old Negro spiritual mentality.
You a grown man. You can cry if you want to. It's in your house. It's in your body. It's yours.
When we get a rainstorm, if the clouds cry, you could cry too, grown man.
Yeah, I mean that nothing. Age doesn't negate crying. It doesn't.
And don't nobody gotta know that you crying.
That part,
right?
You ain't gotta post
to be a production, but you gotta get it up off you.
Like I tell you when I cry, but other motherfuckers don't know I be crying. Nigga, fuck all that. But you can cry in private, bro.
You know what else helps too?
Bro, it's just like, oh no.
Sex helps connecting to a power source.
Release, but thank you. because that's it. I
Yeah.
kept saying release, but
It's true. Like if you have someone that you feel connected to, that is an all-encompassing connection.
not just
All-encompassing.
sex, but fucking and just
I wish one day that I know for myself. I wish one day I could just speak openly about this type of stuff like y'all do. Because honestly, I be trying to hold back everything. So it's just like even on here, what I'm saying, it's not the whole thing. You know what I mean? But y'all speak like
Yeah.
it's just natural. It's natural.
You know,
Like
That's because
even
you've been
'cause there's
conditioned not
stuff.
to do so.
Yeah, there's stuff in my head I know I want to say, but I know I'm gonna tell him afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of them things. It's
you
like
gotta go where you're comfortable.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and it's
the
not
more
even.
you
I
practice it,
don't
the
know.
more places you can be comfortable. But right
But
now,
not just that. Sometimes the message is not for everybody. It's just for that one person.
It's true.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. As long as he gets the message. But he gonna make me stalk him in a second.
She done adopted you.
Right?
rut you in, you finna come on up out of it because the black woman praying for you. A couple of them at this
Yep.
point,
Yeah.
they're all praying for you. So
Okay.
you, whatever rut you in, you need to know you on your way out. Because when a black woman fix her mind on you, it's different. And
Yeah.
as far as I can count 4 of them that just set their mind and hearts on you, so you got to know that you are loved, brother. So whatever's going on, you are loved. You are heavily prayed for by name.
Mm-hmm.
thank y'all.
Real.
And it's just like I don't know. It's just like the whole thing with my dad. It's just like I don't know. That's
It's
crazy.
hurtful.
Then his grandma, she's had like 2 or 3 mental breakdowns before. So it's just like I don't know.
It's overwhelming. And it's fine to be overwhelmed, but you still gotta take care of you so you don't wind up in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How you gonna love on them if you incapacitated? You can't.
You're right though, but it's just like
It's hard. I know.
It is.
Trust me, it's hard.
Very.
But you got to do it. Because if not, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to love them like you do and take care of them like you're going to take care of them? Siblings or not, everybody has their own way. But if you know that you're the one that loves them the way that you do, that can love on them and help them through, if you're not there, then who gonna do it?
you right. And it just feel weird because it's like growing up like off like treatment, you wouldn't even think that like both my parents is like when they be going through shit, they bring it to me. But like growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody had their picks and stuff. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I'm a product of a mother who loved her sons and raised her daughter. So when it comes to being and I'm the youngest. So when it comes to being responsible, it fell to me. And I'm the one that was treated like shit my entire life.
You did.
I've known my entire life that my mom didn't even like me as a human being, especially because I didn't fit the mold that she wanted me to be on.
Man, what?
But when she got sick, my brothers are off living their life, doing whatever they're doing. I was the one that was getting up in the morning and going to the hospital and making sure she's okay, talking to physicians, working a 10-hour day, getting off work, going back, rinse and repeat. I'm the one driving to doctor's offices and still being treated like shit, by the way. So I get what you're saying. But if it's on your heart to do better for them or by them than they did for you, then do it until you just don't want to do it no more. July, I make a year since the last time I spoke with my mother. And I ain't mad about it at all. But I did, when my heart was in it, I did what I was supposed to do. And that's why whatever happens, happens. But you can't let what happened in the past. You can, if you would like to be like, well, fuck y'all and let the chips fall where they may. But I can tell by your energy on this screen that that's not who you are and that's not what you want.
It ain't. It just, I don't know. It's just kind of like an ironic type of thing.
Does it get easier for you though? Like Fatu, like not speaking to your moms and shit, like, because this would be like it's my 6th month not speaking to my folks. Like
I used to feel guilty. I felt weird. It felt guilty. But when I realized that my life was so much more peaceful without having her negativity in it, it became okay.
That's good to know. That is good to know because I definitely am having that issue. And I cut my father off for 5 years before we reconnected. But when we reconnected, it's completely different. He was the
Mm-hmm.
adult. He was the parent. And took accountability because I tried to still do my thing. Like, I'm sorry. No, you know, he told me I don't owe him an apology. It's his responsibility. And I think that's probably one of the best things I did for myself was just creating that boundary. But he
Mm-hmm.
missed out on a lot. And they're going to miss out on a lot. He had to hear from other people that I had a baby and thing.
Yeah.
But it was what was needed. So if that is a boundary you need to create for yourself, just commit to your peace. And and
Mm-hmm.
they'll either step up or your life that there won't be a void there. I will say there that um where you need to be filled in that area will be filled
Mm-hmm.
by something or someone.
Like you also have to realize nobody put in the application to be here, right?
None.
So I'm here because of a choice that you made, and you could have made a different choice. You could have aborted me. You could have gave me for adoption. You could have just left me. You could have did whatever. But the fact that you kept me to mistreat me says a lot about you. And I feel like I have nothing to apologize for, especially as the child. You know, as a child, I'm never going to tell my kid, this is what I did for you when you were growing up, you know, the house over the roof over your head and all of that. But really, you were physically there, but every other way, you were neglectful and abusive. I didn't ask for that. And I can't apologize to you because now you feel shitty because of it, but still want to apologize and take ownership of it. That's the biggest piece, the accountability. Like, it may be difficult, you may feel guilty, but you can't, that part. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm.
that's right, babe. Absolutely.
No, I agree. I haven't spoken to my father. This is month 13. So I completely get that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been peaceful since he's been out of my life. So
There are so many of people that aren't on speaking terms with their parents, and the parents still don't get it. And so that's what makes you feel less guilty, is the fact that you still don't understand that what you did to me and the trauma that I experienced as a child has harmed me into adulthood. And then, you know, the gaslighting comes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of times you might bring up something and they might not remember it, or
Yep.
Or they remember it the way they want to remember it. Because
That part.
you don't know how
that
many
part.
stories I heard about myself that I don't like. I'm like, what? I did what?
Yeah.
So
The traumatizor doesn't remember. The traumatizee does.
man, my parents, they hold shit against me that happened after I even moved out. That I don't even know how they even found out I was doing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
So they just trying
what?
to find stuff just to have some
Right.
kind
What
of
I'm
leverage
saying,
and stuff.
Supreme, you know when I had that crib out there, like bro, they was telling me shit, like Yellow be telling me shit that they told her before. Like I'm like, how they even know about that? When I broke tables, jumping on tables, this crazy shit. I'm like, huh? Like y'all worry about what's going on in my household that I'm
What?
paying bills on, that I moved out of y'all house.
It's the loss of control, and they
Like, that's
can't take
crazy.
it.
So they will, that's what
Facts. And that's when I
abusers do
realized,
though. They'll make the wildest
yeah,
reaches for some
'cause
kind of leverage so they don't
Oh
have to
my
deal
God.
with their with
Mm-hmm.
what they've done wrong. But what I was going to say is it's even harder to talk to your parents if they were struggling too, while they were mistreating you. And I remember laying it out to my mom. I said, "Okay, what you were going through in your early 20s when you were struggling, I was there. I was there, but I was a kid. Like that was my childhood. So that was your phase when you were in your 20s, but that was my childhood. That was my introduction to life. Can we talk
Mm-hmm.
about it?"
right.
but
And
that's
it's
why I
That's
like
hate when
heavy.
like our
like I
that's why I hate when even
I,
like our friends, our
operating from a
no
sense of like or like trying to catch up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
still
yeah.
behind, or
But that's
I'm like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Life is just hard until you
but I
decide,
don't
fuck it.
That's what I be wondering about with the parents of our like us, like our generation. Like they think like some of them be
It's
thinking
true
they
though.
kids don't
Yeah.
see the shit they be doing. They don't think they see
Mhm.
like all the people they be with and all that stuff, how they get treated by certain men or women or whatever the case is. Like that shit
Mhm.
affects your kid. Like if you
Yep.
can sit here and tell me what you seen with your parents growing up affected you, and you gonna sit here also tell me in the same breath you don't think what you're doing in the streets or whatever is affecting your kids, that's crazy.
Right. Because that's what they thought when you were coming up. So you mad at them for the same
Yeah,
shit you doing.
Yep.
So who learning here?
Like
Exactly.
exactly, you want them to take accountability, but now you fucking up with your kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, it
That's
says
why I
my
was gonna ask y'all
sister
too.
called
Like,
my
when
mom
is
an
it?
op. I'm weak.
But that is true that the same household, parents do treat the children differently. You can have a
No,
completely different
exactly,
experience.
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. My
The
sister
golden
get
child
everything.
syndrome is real.
Exactly,
Yeah,
my
I was
sister
a
get
golden
everything.
child. Y'all see, I'm quiet. I don't know nothing about this. I was the golden child, so I was treated like on the floor.
Yeah.
I was the youngest of six, so it was a
Mm.
completely different environment. But I love to hear this because it adds perspective to what I've experienced, and it makes me
Mm-hmm.
not be annoyed at my mother for being overbearing when there are people who are giving their kids support. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it makes me not be egotistical about the way that I've been blessed, because that's a blessing that I don't understand this conversation at all.
It absolutely is.
It
Yes.
is. And that's what we
It is.
want. We want less people to relate to this. That's the
Correct.
goal.
That is the major goal. Yeah. Absolutely. And I hope that, I know, Kay, I know that you and Holly are changing the mode. I changed the mode with mine. Not that he probably doesn't have traumatic stories to tell, but the things that affected me the absolute most in my life, I changed with him. I didn't even want to be a mom really because I didn't think that I would be a good mom. Because there was well, I had an example, my grandmother, because if it wasn't for her, and a couple of my aunts, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Mm.
Yeah, I've never wanted to be a mom because I just learned how to be a good person. Like, I know I wasn't always a good person, and I know that my actions weren't warranted. I didn't have to do some of the things that I've done, and so I felt uncomfortable bringing life into this world where I didn't feel comfortable with my own life at the time.
Yeah, emotional intelligence unlocked.
Yep. That was me. But I had already felt a bond and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be for real. I'm gonna be for real about being a better person than just that is just what I've been doing. But I had doubts about becoming a mother. I'm like, I don't deserve a child that's just gonna love on me unconditionally and I'll be home based. Like, but I want to be that. So what can I do? And I wrote it down. Like, what is it going to take for me to be the kind of parent I want to be, the kind of woman I want to be? And that changed everything for me. That changed who got access to me, how I spent my time, how I talked to people, what I did, like my hobbies. It changed everything. It did change everything for me.
When you write it down, it just seems like you hold yourself accountable to, because you see it. It's not just here and gone. It's actually written down.
Yeah.
It gets better though. I promise it does.
And it gets easier. It's only this hard right now, but it'll never be this hard again if you get through it appropriately.
There's a
That's
lesson
also
in
true.
everything.
There's a difference
Sorry, go
between
ahead.
parents being good parents because they love their children and them doing it so their peers won't judge or think less of them. Right, Kels? That's true.
And you can feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Yeah,
feel the difference.
110%.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, baby.
All right. I just want to pause and just give like us to all have a collective hug. I think I got this from you, Holly. Right.
I know I love me a virtual hug, baby. Wrap 'em up, Kenny. I love me a virtual hug, baby. I am an imaginary friend. You'll probably never see me, but we gonna always hug.
Get in there, Holly.
Holly, let me Baby, I love it. I love me a good virtual hug.
It's
We just
needed.
needed that. We needed
Yeah.
that.
It's always a good conversation, man. I always leave better than when I started out, for sure.
No, facts. Y'all got me with
Honestly.
this one. Y'all got me. Y'all broke me on this one. Y'all broke me. Good job. Good job.
Pulled out the big guns for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Holly, how are we doing on time?
She's just letting it go. She's like, fuck it, keep going.
You're unmuted, sweetheart.
We can't hear you, love.
She knows she.
1 second.
My bad. My Wi-Fi is acting fi-fi. Okay, funky.
Nah.
Okay.
See,
But
that
no,
makes me
I
think.
love it.
That makes me think whoever's running it, the system be messing it up. Because when I be doing it on
Absolutely.
mine, it be messing it up every time.
You think it's
no,
Facebook?
Yeah, probably because it's streaming to multiple places. Probably.
The connection? Yeah, maybe so. Haters.
but no.
Well,
I
I wanted.
expected. Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to know if we had the chance for a sip on moment, sip on this
Oh
moment.
yes, we do, honey. Y'all wanna take a sip? Let's have a sip moment.
Sure. What is
That's it.
that?
Oh, hold on.
Oh. She said, "Hold on a second. Now I gotta pause it."
Supreme, we ain't bring
I'm back.
no drinks, man.
All right. Well, sip.
Y'all,
Whatever.
yeah, my internet is.
Yeah, it is.
To rest, to mental health, to growth,
Yeah.
to boundaries.
Yeah.
That shit glitch.
And I just wanted to say this: don't judge yourself for how you're feeling whenever you're feeling. Don't. When you judge yourself, you give those feelings more power. You give them more airtime. Let them go through you. They're part of the experience. Don't judge. Love yourself enough to just let yourself feel and let it go through you.
Amen to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace. Felt it.
Holly is still talking with that mic off.
Bro, Supreme, that's how I be feeling, bro. That's how I be feeling, bro.
No, I am absolutely.
We can't hear you. That nigga be
I
going
am
on a whole
weak.
rant.
I be on a whole rant and nobody can hear me.
That's a mess.
Holly,
Yeah.
I need to get you a purple wig soon. I just see that all the time and it just fits. I'm gonna have to get you a purple curly wig.
I can't
Girl,
wait for
I'll
her to
take
dye
it.
this little pearl purple. That's gonna be fly.
Oh, seriously.
Oh, y'all, come on. We ain't hear about my her.
Not that she pausing.
We
See, that's how I'm
hear about
telling
us.
Man, the Wi-Fi don't want you to be great at all.
But speaking of us as a collective, y'all, we're gonna head out.
I know how you feel.
We're gonna head out. Oh, ain't that grand? Can y'all hear me? Please hear me. Can you hear me? Wow.
Are we off the air?
No, we still live with it.
We're still live.
Live at 5.
Oh shit.
Well,
What happened?
I think Holly, I don't know if she's frozen or not.
no, she's not
She
frozen.
probably is. Oh, I'm not
She's figuring it out.
I'm frozen.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Morning Mimosas, where we put value in criminal justice and promoting education and healing for the Black community. We just covered mental health. Please take care of yourself because, like our Fatu said, the world will keep spinning. The world will
Yeah.
keep spinning no matter what you do.
So you might as well take care of you.
Absolutely.
Kenny.
All right, take care of yourself, Supreme. Come on.
I got you.
Oh, well, we're here.
Oh, we're still on.
Oh, she's probably gonna pop back on. I think it cut her off.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that helps me with my when I'm feeling down is I get tattoos.
Oh.
Man, I ain't got a tattoo in so long.
Me either. It's
been a while. I'm gonna have to
Sounds
get
like
one
it's
before.
time.
I'm gonna have to get one before July, Supreme. I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna get one before July. It gotta be.
Do you get mantras all the time, or like just something? Just having an artwork that means something to you just is fulfilling.
Having artwork, yeah, that means something. You know, like my arms are, well, you can't really see, but my arm is almost covered. I have a sleeve on this side, and then I have something over here. This is my favorite. If y'all can see it, turn it this way.
Oh, that's the. What is it?
It's an elephant. I don't know how to get it to where y'all can see it though.
There
you go.
There you go. Oh, that is cool.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So
that's
I'm gonna go down my back. I have a mural from this shoulder to this shoulder, and it's headed this way.
Flossy. I'm getting a tattoo of my son on my back, and like as a warrior though.
Wait, we still live?
Yep.